Hello, Internet. My name is Martin Wilsey, and I'm a science fiction author. Today I'm going to start a series of videos that I hope will help you in your journey to become an author. It's appropriate that we start with the first part of this with the most common question that I get as an author. How do you get started? But before that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My first published novel was published in March of 2015. Less than 3 years and 500,000 published words later, I was able to quit my day job. I was also able to retire 8 years early. Boy, that's awesome. I got to tell you, it's totally awesome. Drink coffee, make stuff up, people send you money. Go figure. Anyway, I'm hoping that this series of videos will be able to help you get a lot earlier start than I did. My first novel wasn't published until I was 55 years old. I wish I had started way earlier, and because it's so much fun. And if it's fun and people send you money, that's even better. So let's get started. Basically, everything that I write starts with a single sentence. It basically is a fill-in-the-blank sentence. And I can always tell that I've thought through my story well enough if I can answer this question and fill in these blanks. Here's how this goes. When a specific inciting incident occurs, a specific protagonist must meet some objective or else something really bad happens. That's it. You fill in those blanks. You think about your story well enough that you can fill in those blanks, and you're off to the races. It has actually served me really well because this turns into an outline, the outline turns into a story. And that works for both short stories and for novels. It all starts with a single sentence. I've actually created an example for you using some stories that people know pretty well. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I'll just read to you the sentence that I created using the formula we just looked at. When a letter arrives telling him he is a wizard and a place for him is waiting in Hogwarts, Harry Potter must defeat an enemy he didn't even know he had, or else the entire world could be defeated by the evil wizard Voldemort. That basically describes the first book of this series in a single sentence, and it fits the structure of this sentence. The great thing about it is that by starting with it in this format, you can expand it out, and that's how I usually work. The process that I follow starts with this single sentence. I fill this out. I have lots of these because I have all these ideas, and they always start with this sentence. And then this sentence grows into 3 sentences, grows into 9. I usually like outlining with a 3-act structure, which grows into the 9-act structure, which then turns into a chapter by chapter outline, and then drills all the way down to scene by scene. The outline for my last novel, the outline alone was 36 pages long, and it detailed a single sentence for each individual scene within the story, so that when the time came to actually sit down and write the book, it was easy at that point. All my creative thinking went in at the outlining point. I don't have to worry about spelling or grammar or punctuation. I just do all of my creative thinking about the plot, thinking about the characters and the setting and all the important aspects of it without regard to worrying about any of the things that are associated with structure or punctuation or grammar. It makes it a lot easier for me. That outline is turned into outline on the computer. I use a tool called Scribner. It's a great tool. if you actually are interested. It's very inexpensive, $39. It's a great tool that allows you to convey an outline directly into the tool, and then actually grow that within the tool until it's an entire novel. It's great. I love using that tool. And it all starts with this specific sentence. And this sentence is really powerful, and it can get you a long way along for the process that you're going to go. Now, that's just where I start. I start every project with this. It makes a lot of things easier later when you're trying to explain your story to someone else, or when you're trying to create a description on the back cover of the book, or a blurb associated with it so you can use it in social media or something like that. Very easy to describe your book if you've already done this work associated with it. So that's how I get started. It always starts in the same way, and it makes everything else so much easier if you do it. Because I am an outliner, and there actually are kind of two camps when it comes to writing. There's plotters, which is what I am. I do a lot of heavy outlining, or they call them pantsers, people that write by the seat of their pants. I've tried it a lot of times. My problem is I always end up painting myself into a corner. It's very difficult for me to actually be able to do a full book or a full story just by the seat of my pants. I'm just really not good at that. So I stick to the outlining. But the thing is using this tool can actually be very helpful for you, whether you're a pantser or a plotter. Either one can actually benefit from this. This single exercise may be the only thing that a pantser does in advance to actually sitting down and writing the book. And if they do this, this will be very helpful for them, because then they know what their objectives are. They know where their characters are going. They know who their protagonist is. And it can make it a lot easier to actually sit down and, by the seat of your pants, with just that one sentence in your pocket, then you can roll out an entire story. For a plotter, when you're creating your outline, it's a really excellent starting point to point you in the right direction. So that's where I get started. That's the most common question I get, and I hope the information is helpful for you. If you ever have any questions, here is my email address. I am happy to reply to emails on questions on my writing process, or publishing, or the industry, genres, anything. Ask me any question at all. I am happy to reply. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll get part 2 out pretty soon. Thanks.